Welcome, dear friends. Here we are, another day, another opportunity to learn with Emmanuel. Today's message is from the book Words of Life Eternal, and it was named by Emmanuel, Essential Attitudes. This message starts with a Bible quote from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 14, verse 27, that says, "Whoever does not carry their own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple." So today you and I will learn what it truly means to be a disciple of Christ. So Emmanuel will comment, in this passage of the New Testament, we find the true formula for the mission into sublime discipleship. Quote, "Whoever does not carry their own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple," unquote. The Master tells us two fundamental attitudes the eternal benefactor recommends if we wish to enjoy his closeness. Take up the redeeming cross of our duties and follow his steps. Let's make a short pause here to think about what are the redeeming crosses of our duties. What are the things that you and I have to accomplish in this life that is to do with what our reincarnatory plan is? What are our duties towards others? What are the things we came to learn that will allow us to progress? The goal of each and every incarnation is evolution. Of course, we repay our debts, we expiate, we feel the pain we cause to others, for example, we repair mistakes we've made, and then we acquire new habits and new credits for the future. So we need to take up the redeeming cross of our duties. Therefore, we need to know what our duties in this life are and then follow Jesus' steps. And he will continue. Two fundamental attitudes, many believe they carry on their shoulders the burden of the responsibilities, but flee from the path of Christ. Many intend to travel the path of Christ, but refuse the burden of the responsibilities that belong to them. The first group, that carry the shoulders the burden but go away from the path, the first group says they accept suffering, yet they walk about aggressive and unhappy, spreading discouragement and bitterness wherever they go. So, are we doing this? We say we're accepting the suffering, yet we're not following Christ's steps. Jesus did not walk aggressively or with aggressive, unhappy thoughts, attitudes, and ideas. Jesus did not spread discouragement and bitterness wherever he went. The opposite. Jesus always encouraged us and was sweet and kind as well. So one thing is to know of the duties and accept them. The other thing is to act according to Christ's steps. The second group, which one is the second group? There are many who intended to travel the path of Christ, but refused the burden of responsibilities. This group believes they walk the path of Christ, but they abhor responsibility and service to others, lingering in mockery and frivolity, even though they know how to interpret the lessons of the gospel and proclaim them with moving eloquence. So we possibly are also in this category where we believe we are walking Christ's steps, but then we don't take responsibility for our actions in lives past and this life, and we abhor or we loathe service to others. So many give the excuse they're taking care of self and family in order to not do service to others, right? Even if we know how to interpret the lessons, even if we can quote the New Testament, even if we have read and quote all the books of Spiritism. So let's take a moment to see which one of us, which group are we in? And I don't mean to be discouraging, as I said. Emmanuel is bringing this message to you and I today. It means that we are in this camp, but we're still imperfect. We're still trying to get there. So we need to know, what are my duties? What are my responsibilities that I need to carry? Who is in my family? What is my profession? What do I come to the earth to do? And then how, that's following Christ's steps, is how am I going about my day? Am I aggressive, unhappy, spreading discouragement, or I'm following Christ, being kind, benevolent? Right? So hopefully we're doing both, but we currently are in one camp and another. Some of us cling to lamentation and degradation of their hours. Others crystallize themselves in irony and idleness, undervaluing the gifts of life. So here, Emmanuel is telling us what not to do, because we want to be the ones who take up our cross and we don't act as victims. We say, okay, if God is allowing me to be in this situation, is because this is something I need to learn from this situation. Then how I go about it is following the steps. So we want to be those who take up the cross and follow the steps, and indirectly, by giving us the example of those who are not doing that, he tells us what not to do. He said, don't cling to lamentation. Let's not degrade our hours when we waste our hours, engaging of activities that are not elevated or productive to us and humanity. Let's not get crystallized in irony and idleness, undervalue the gifts of life. The biggest gift that life gives us is time. These years that are just a glimpse, the decades we have of life in this physical body, in this reincarnation, is the gift we have. How are we using the hours that we have left? So Emmanuel continues, let us not forget then that it is necessary to embrace the cross of the trials essential to our redemption, refining ourselves with love and joy, marching through space and time with the true Christian spirit of tireless work for the good, if we hope to achieve communion with the Divine Master. It is not enough merely to suffer. It is necessary to make good use of suffering. Nor it is enough to only believe and show the path of faith. It's essential to live each day according to saving faith that guides our way. So, dear friend, let us embrace the cross of the trials that lead us to redemption, that lead us to evolution, that lead us to be a pure spirit one day. Excuse me. Refining ourselves with love and joy, marching through space and time with the true Christian spirit of tireless work for the good, if we hope to achieve this communion with the Master. So today, we learn what we need to do to take up our cross and to follow Christ's steps. May you be well. May you be safe. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to grant us your presence in our community. Allow us to bring this content to you a few times a week. And God willing, I'll be back with you soon. Take care, dear friends. Bye-bye.